Hello, I'm Reverend Michael Mugford, and I'm in ministry at Cole Harbour Woodside United Church. And this is a spiritual reflection for United Churches for Dartmouth. This week, the denomination I serve, the United Church of Canada, began a year of celebration that will lead us to the 100th anniversary of the founding of our church. On June 10th, in 1925, in the Mutual Street Arena in Toronto, the Methodist, Congregationalist, and most of the Presbyterian Church in Canada created a historic and uniquely Canadian church. The image of the words of Jesus speaking of how a grain of wheat cannot be more than just a grain on its own. Jesus is an important part of our beginning of our celebration. Jesus told his followers that unless a grain of wheat dies and falls to the ground and is buried, it cannot bear fruit. And that image is important for us as Christians because it reminds us that none of us, if we follow Jesus, can live only for ourselves. To be true followers of Jesus, we must be willing to let go of some of the things that we hold dear in order for us to live more deeply into the realm of God. In the last 100 years as the United Church of Canada, we've not always lived true to that call. We have at times held too tightly to the grains of wheat that have been God's gifts to our congregations and to our church as a whole. We continue to participate in the atrocity that was and is the legacy of the residential school system. We denied the ability of women to offer their gifts and talents in full order of ministry. And we denied the humanity of the LGBTQIA+ community and other actions that have not demonstrated the call of God, where we are to love our neighbor, love self, and love God. In some cases, we've learned to let go of those ways, and we have heard the voices of many in order to try and ensure that, as our motto states, all may be one. In other instances, we've heard the words of Jesus and we've taken them to heart and intentionally planted the grains in the soil and have allowed the Spirit to work not only in our hearts, but in the world as well. On a denominational level, we've repented and apologized for our past actions, and with the Spirit's guiding, we believe we are planting seeds of reconciliation and hope for relations that are marked by faith, respect, and humility on our part. On a congregational and personal level, we have looked to find ways to live out the gospel in ways of inclusion and mutuality and respect. We have committed because we believe we live in God's world. And we've committed to those things because we believe we are called to be a part of the Tikkun Olam, as our Jewish brothers and sisters might say, the renewal and repairing of creation, with ourselves, with God, and with all our relations. And so we not only look back at where we have been, but we also look forward as well. We know that if we plant good seeds in the ground and tend them and care for them and make sure that they are protected and given what they need, they will grow. And they'll grow into, as Jesus said, 10, 50, and 100-fold for the kingdom of God. It is our job to be a part of that. And it is our call to love God, love neighbor, and love self. I believe that when we do these things, we live out Jesus' call to be one with him, to be one with God, and to be open to the movement of the Spirit, even if it leads us into places that are uncomfortable or even difficult. We have much hope in our church, and our hope is that you might come and check us out and see how you might fit into one of our congregations, and know that wherever you are And wherever you're coming from, you are welcome. We need this because we are not alone. We live in God's world. Just some thoughts for today. Peace.